Cliff Jumper. Commence countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Hot, cool, or whatever. While you motorized mumblers talk, I'm gonna check out those lights.
We have enough headaches with dino bots. The last thing we need is dinosaurs.
Good news, Prime. I've located the missing electro cells.
Good work, Cliff Jumper. Where?
In the same area Mirage patrolled yesterday.
Impossible! I'd have picked up a reading on them for sure.
Maybe you did, but decided to keep it quiet.
That'll do, Cliff Jumper.
There, Prime. In that valley, where Mirage found nothing.
Autobots, transform!
Decepticon at 12 o'clock! Try and remember which side you're on.
Keep your mind on the
Mirage.
Decepticons, Cliff Jumper.
That's just what I'm doing. An electro cell. Come to Papa.
Not so fast, Papa. Didn't you ever learn not to touch things that don't belong to you?
Okay, Optimus, jump him now.
Optimus Prime, where?
Poor Starscream. The oldest tricks only work on the biggest
Okay,
jerks.
we'll settle this with a race. Ready? Transform!
Gee, even their transforms are the same.
Now, first one to the other side of the flats and back is the winner. On your marks, go!
What happened to ready and get set?
I got so excited, I guess I forgot.
Here bringing another video for you, and this today we have a fellow Transformer fan here, Chris Wolke.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, got it.
First time.
He's actually a friend of my cousin's, and I just found out he's a fan of Transformers. Me and him, we go airsofting with our airsofting group. But anyway, for the past 2 months, I've been working on some customs for him. So, Chris, which one do you want to start with?
Well, we'll start with, which one is this? Oh, this is Hot Rod, or Hot Shot. So we renamed him Hot Rod for Transformers Prime. We just take you just take a Hot Shot Prime body and you repaint it with the color scheme. So it looks like he's actually Hot Rod from Transformers. And John added, I don't know if you can see this, but he added some detail of flames and stuff right there on the legs, shoulders, up there, and this chest plate here. So I'm very satisfied with this. I mean, the reason I wanted this one done was because Hot Shot is basically, with his personality and whatnot, he's basically yeah, in Transformers Prime. I don't know why they didn't use his name, his actual name. I don't know.
It probably would have made more sense, you know.
Yeah. So I just thought it'd be a cool idea if we, well, you guys really can't see that, but I just thought it'd be a really cool idea if we can make a Hot Rod version of Transformers Prime. So there's that one. Where do we want to put these?
I can make some space.
Yeah, just you're gonna edit this later, right? Alright, cool. I've never done this like this before.
And everything should be fine.
Alright. This next one here, I'm a really big fan of the IDW Transformers series. And then, one of the characters that I really like right now is called Atomizer from More Than Meets the Eye series. I just thought it was a really cool looking character, and I wanted John here to make a custom. So what we did was this is Atomizer. You just take a Generation side swipe body, and the head is pretty perfect because you just take styrene and you put the antennas, the eyes, the faceplate, and everything on the head, and you paint it in a color scheme that's reminiscent of Atomizer. And this does still turn into a car, because I believe in the comic books he turns into a car. This is the closest we could get it, because in the comic books he has spoilers or wings around him in some spots, but this one is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna complain or anything. I'm very satisfied with this. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, you just take a side swipe body,
Some styrene. Make it look like the head, and bam, you got follow the color scheme for Atomizer, and you got him.
Yeah,
And actually,
so-
I think someone on TFW 2005 made a custom Atomizer using a Springer or Sandstorm body, and adding the spoilers and the wings, making it look really good. You know, that's a lot of heavy and scratch building for something like that. And you know, I'm doing my own scratch builds too.
So there are, with this next one I'm going to show you, there are kits online you can order, especially from shapeways.com, where you can order parts to modify your figure and customize it. I know I ordered parts for John here to have these figures modified, and one of them that we had modified was we took the body of a Generations Orion Pax and we made Cup. There is a head you can get. Exactly. There's a head mod you can get online from Shapeways. They'll print it for you because they use digital 3D printing technology. They'll make you the head, or you can choose different heads and facial expressions to choose from. They'll make you one or two of them, or however you need. They'll send it to you, and you can just paint it and put it on there. And John did a dark green.
It was a green beret.
Was that what it's called?
Yeah, it was a green. It was like a military darker green color, and it actually turned out really good. And I honestly, I really like how that turned out. You know, I'm proud of myself on the way how that turned out. It looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, some of these bodies are just. Some of them you don't have to do a whole lot of modding. Some of them you could do a whole lot of modding if you want. But with this one, we didn't have to do a whole lot. We just had to replace the head, repaint it, and it looks really good. And it's perfect because this body turns into the truck, and so does Cup. Because in the original series in the comics, right now he turns into a truck. So this one is pretty good. This one almost looks like that Hasbro made this, but John here did. And I will admit, customizers like John here and many others out there, they make customs like those that are so good, it honestly looks like Hasbro made them. And because I know some of these guys, they do minor paints or touch-ups like you do, or heavy scratch builds like you do, and some of them almost look like they're made from Hasbro. And a lot of customizers out there are the same way. They just make them look really good. So, and then also I kept the axe in case you want to,
Give them an extra weapon.
Yeah, exactly. You can keep the accessories and whatnot.
Come on, we think about it. Cup is a wrecker from the IDW Wrecker series, which is by far my favorite series. And you
You read that series?
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite series.
I got the graphic novel one.
Huh?
And it's got all the 5 issues in it, and it's got like bonus content in there too, and a few articles. It's really worth it. It's Last Stand of the Wreckers. Get the graphic novel edition. The hardcover is the best one to get.
I saw. I'm like, that is beautiful.
I paid like, I think it was like $25, but it was so worth it. It's definitely worth it, and it's a very good storyline, and it's by one of my favorite artists, Nick Roach, who works for IDW. He's done stuff for Transformers, a few other works, and Doctor Who. I think with his art style, I really like it, especially when he does anything for Transformers. His artwork is very nice. So yeah, Last Stand of the Wreckers, I highly recommend it. Anything else you
No, I'm good.
All right. So the next one we got here is an original character or an OC that I thought up of. This one turned out really good also.
I like how this guy turned.
Yeah, the paint really turned out well. I mean, it looks fantastic. This is an original character I created. And what we did for this one is we took the body of Generations Bumblebee, and his name is Sharpshot, and Sharpshot was just an original character I made up just for the hell of it. And I wanted to have him based off of a car from the movie Mad Max, because I thought that when you turn Bumblebee or this guy into car mode, he has different characteristics of a Mustang, a Charger, Challenger,
And a little bit of a Camaro.
a Camaro, and a few other types of hot rod muscle cars. So I thought it'd be really cool to have a transformer that turns into a car that's reminiscent of the car of the, what was it called in Mad Max? The Pursuit Special, or the Interceptor, if you've seen the films. To have a transformer turn into the car like that or reminiscent of that, and then have him called Sharpshot. And Sharpshot is basically he's like a spy, scout, somewhat of a mercenary, but still a soldier for the Autobots. So yeah, and John did what's this paint called again?
I call it black gold. What I did was mix black and gold together, and then just shook it up, and then that's what it came up with. Like, I was very sketchy. If Chris wanted me to paint it with that color, but he's like, hey, that's actually a really good color, and I'm like, awesome, and it turned out really good.
Yes, it did, and I like the detail he's got here in the thighs, where those are like paint strokes, but I like it because it looks like scratch marks. Because when like metal over the years gets like dents and marks and scratches, I like that look, that stressed look. I like that, and I think customizers are very good at doing that. So I think it looks really good, especially around here on the thighs and hips. I think it looks really good. So I don't know if you can see that, but right around there are the marks.
This is not the most best HD camera in the
Yeah,
world,
but
it's going to have to work,
Yeah, you get the idea. So there's that one. And then this next one, I know it's obvious we took a Transformers animated Blur figure. We repainted him in this sort of dark, lightish green color. So this guy's name is Gearshift. We call him, legs on backwards.
No, this is done right.
Are they?
Yeah, the red
This
toe
almost
is
seems like it
forward.
should go. Oh, maybe it should go.
Yeah. This would have come
Or maybe it just, yeah. Oh well. But anyways, we just took you just take a Blur figure for Transformers Animated. We recolored him, and I renamed him Gearshift. Gearshift can pass over into the Transformers Animated continuity universe and the IDW universe for me, for my personal entertainment, because the design of this character, to me, is reminiscent of, again, Nick Roach's design, because he does all those very smooth and sharp edges and sharp looks, and I really like that style. I just think it makes everything really stand out more, and I just really like it. And he's my favorite artist, and that's why I chose to do an IDW figure, but trying to look for a figure that has characteristics of his style, and so this was the closest we could get. But again, this could also pass over for Transformers animated character. And his name, I renamed him Gearshift. He's a scout, spy, and soldier for the Autobots, for the Autobot High Command. So he would kind of go off throughout the galaxy or on planets and report anything to Autobot High Command or whomever is the highest authority, and then just see what he has to do from there. So Yeah, he's definitely a spy. I like that whole idea. So yeah, dark green really. This is pretty much how I imagined him. Dark green, the dark green and the black,
And some of like fluorescent green.
and the light green is fluorescent. So that this turned out really good. I'm very satisfied with that. The reason why I had this character done was because Hasbro, when Transformers Animated was being produced, and they were starting the toys. Oh yeah, I should show them that real quick. Also, what we did was when you turn him into car mode, the hood, we repainted that also, but we kept this blue because I like that. So you can also paint up their accessories to make them complete because it looks really nice. So and we kept that Autobot symbol right there as is. So yeah, it looks really good. Years ago when Hasbro was making Transformers animated figures, they were also producing other figures that were, it was the same character, but they were modified differently. You know, they do that, well, one, to make money, and not two, just so, you know, their characters have more things to do.
Mhm.
So they did a black Elite Blur figure. The windows and shield were all like a light blue, and everything else was a whitish gray and a black. It was all mostly black, but it looked really cool. It was one of those figures where Hasbro didn't release it for some reason. It was more or less a prototype, but maybe they just didn't release it because they were getting close to the end of producing toys for that show. And on a side note, I still think it's pretty bad that they only had 3 seasons. I think they could have gone for at least 2 more seasons because they had a whole season planned out. They really did. And from what I read, it sounds like it was going to be really good. So that's Gear Shift. This next one here, this one was kind of a late or last minute thing.
Last minute project, but
It was a last minute thing.
I had fun doing it. And it was actually the second time doing this project.
Yeah, this one looks very well done. I mean, it's just like getting the Takara ones. So this is Crosshairs.
Age of Extinction.
Age of Extinction Crosshairs. What deluxe? Is this deluxe size?
Yeah, deluxe.
Yeah, deluxe class Crosshairs, movie accuracy repaint, and I have to say the movie accuracy repaints that people do, or John here does, are just as good as the Takara ones, or any other third-party ones, or even sometimes better. Because when I got him, I thought it was pretty cool, but then I thought, you know, you really could have some more detail.
That's why Hasbro's being lazy on repaints, painting figures lately.
Yeah, because you're trying to save money.
Yeah.
But when you get a Takara one, you pay more.
And Takara probably goes in more into depth and detail.
Right.
Like they have both sides with the stripes, like this. One side, the entire stripes on there, and the stripes there. This is a new Crosshairs I'm doing because my old one broke. So Chris has the one of a kind figure right here. So
I know other people have been doing movie repaints over the years, and I have to say kudos to you guys because those are very well done. And John added all kinds of detail in this, because if you do a side-by-side here, if you do a side-by-side comparison of this right now with the Hasbro one, all of this is mostly just black and a little bit of gray, and that's it. But with this, you really see all the detail just like you would in the movie. And I really think Hasbro should put a little bit more time and effort in the movie. Because, I mean, if it's going to be based off of the character from the movie, it should have all these details. Because, like, imagine a kid going to see the movie, and they look at the figure, or they look at the character, and then they look at the figure of that same character that they just got. And it's like, well, wait a minute, but the toy has all the black and gray, but in the movie, he's got to get more colors.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a kid that's smart enough will see that right away.
Exactly.
Or even older people or whatever. But I saw one just recently. Someone took a Galvatron figure and from Walmart, and they repainted it to be more movie accurate.
I know, I saw that.
that.
It looks.
That looks a hell of a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can understand if you're on a budget and you still want to collect, and you would want, you know, whatever Walmart or Hasbro provides, you just get that and won't have anything to do with it. But if you really wanted to, you could have a movie accuracy one done up for you from a customizer, or get one from Takara or a third party one, because those ones are more accurate.
Usually with third party, they go into more work, detail, paint, and maybe adding more complication, more making the transformation a little more challenging, a little more complicated. Because that's one thing I like about Transformers. They're like puzzles. You have to figure out how to get all the shapes and everything together. And Hasbro, they've been really lazy lately of, you know, like the flip and change. Whoa, it's done.
Yeah,
It's just kind of lazy a little bit.
The current Hasbro ones with the flip and change, is that what they're called? At Walmart for Age of Extinction. I have to say those ones and the one where they're going like this, the whole fist punching thing. I have to say, that's not really good. No, I don't want that. I want something that's like this, where I can still turn it into a figure and be satisfied with it.
I think the best thing for those flip and change ones is either parts or completely customizing it. Because I've seen this one guy who did a complete custom lockdown by using the flip and change lockdown, and it looks like I get the money, I'm getting one of those, and I'm gonna just customize the living crap out of it and just make it look dead on accurate.
Oh yes. So there is a movie accuracy crosshairs. This is another IDW figure, kind of based off of Nick Roach's design style. I'm also a big fan of Rodimus. This one looks really good. I'm not gonna complain. One thing to note about this figure is that whenever you have to, and I learned this the hard way, unfortunately, before I turned over my work to John here, one thing you have to remember is that any figure that you want to customize or have someone else customize, you have to keep in mind that it is very difficult to paint over a darker color. Whether it's gray, brown, black, any dark shade of the color, or black. It's very difficult. But it doesn't look like with this one you had too much trouble, or was it somewhat challenging?
A little bit, and I think I had to put maybe a few more extra layers on, but it turned out good in the end, you know.
As I say, this one. So what we did here with this one is, oh wow, it's pretty cool. This is I think IDW Rodimus / Hot Rod protoform. We just take a Viacom body from Transformers Prime, and I thought this would be kind of cool looking if this was Rodimus in a protoform from the IDW comics in the IDW G1 continuity. But this could also work, I guess this could also work in a Transformers Prime continuity storyline, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, I wanted something that's based off of Nick Roach's design, and this was the closest thing to it. But we have another figure coming up that is pretty damn accurate to his artwork.
Oh yeah,
It's very nice. It's my favorite one that we got, or one of my favorite ones we have here. So there's that one, and if you can see, we do have a face painted on there. There are some mods that you can take with this layout design, where you replace the head with a PCC Skyburst head, and I think I had you take that head on a different figure that's coming out.
Yep.
You can take that head from a Skyburst figure, and you can put it on that body so it looks more like Rodimus. But I only had one for a different figure that's coming up. So that one works out pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. So that's the Protoform Rodimus. This one, oh, this is, oh good, this is a really nice one. I saw this one online and I just had to have John make it for me because I thought it was really cool. I saw someone online do something very similar to this, and this is the one where we use the Skyburst head on. And this is the Dark of the Moon. If I can get him, there we go. This is a Dark of the Moon, not Rodimus, a Hot Rod.
And what Chris wanted me to do was follow the entire layout of the figure, and the figure that I had to use was Nitro Bumblebee, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be an interesting take. So,
was it a Nitro or is it a Mech Tech? I think it was a Mech Tech.
No, it was Nitro.
Oh, was it a Nitro?
It was Nitro Bumblebee. And
Okay.
it took me a while to actually to fully grasp the concept of this, because I'm like, man, that's a lot of work and detail. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take this with some time, and we'll see how things progress. And what I did, the arms, I completely repainted the arms using aluminum paint, and then I put the red on, and it looks really good. And I think it's probably a really good piece of work I did, and it looks really good.
He even added details of the flames on the hood, just like in the G1 series, where he had the flames and the Autobot symbol. If you do make customs like this, there is a website where you can get decal stickers. What's the name of that website?
Repo labels.
Repo labels. You can get all kinds of faction symbols. You can get Autobot Decepticon symbols from G1 all the way up to today. You can get you can get the Beast Wars, the Beast Machine ones, I think, or the Maximal and Predacon ones.
I think so. Yeah.
You can get ones from Transformers Animated. You can get the Quintesson figure, or not figure, but symbol, and you get all kinds of different ones. And they'll send you, what is it, like an 8.5 by 11 sheet or something?
I think so. Yeah.
8.5 by 11. They got them all on there, whatever ones you want, and you can take them off and put them on your figure, so it has a symbol. So later on this summer, I'm going to order some and put them on these figures. But yeah, Dark of the Moon Movieverse Hot Rod, and this is the Skyburst head that you can repaint and put on there.
It looks good.
Yeah,
it looks almost like a movie version of Hot Rod, and
which I wish they would have done. I think at this point they could have Hot Rod in the films, because I think that would be really nice. And for that one, the reference pictures I gave you have you can make spoilers or exhaust pipes and put them on the arms, and you can pose him like he's shooting out of them, just like in the original G1 series.
Mhm.
So, but I kept the laser gun of the original figure of the Bumblebees, which is this. Basically, just looks like an engine. You can basically just use that or make your own exhaust pipe weapon thing. And then the mod picture, the reference picture showed that you can also take some wings from Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, take some wings or spoilers off of him, and put them on there so he has the spoilers just like in the original series. You can mod him up that way. But when you turn him into car mode, it still looks pretty good with or without the pipes and the exhaust and spoilers. So other than that, oh, here we go. Yeah. All right.
you should save that one for last.
Let's say that.
Yeah, save that one for last.
Yeah, that's a good point. This one is another original character I created. We took this one turned out, holy shit, that's really good. God damn, that's pretty much how I imagined it.
And the thing is, I used the green.
Yeah. Oh, and that one? Okay, cool. This is... If I can get him set up. Yeah. Oh, it's supposed to go like that. Oh, there we go. I'm just gonna get it situated here. If I can. It's supposed to... Yeah.
Am I supposed to go like that?
I don't know, I'd have to look at the instructions, but well, that looks good for now.
Close enough.
This character, I renamed him Whirlwind. Whirlwind is a scout, spy, bounty hunter, mercenary, all-in-one kind of thing. He took a Thundercracker body. He was all blue. John here repainted him up in these sort of military green colors and a gray.
Silver.
Or aluminum silver color, because I wanted a military theme going on there.
I think in a way he kind of looks a little like Acid Storm, but isn't he like an Autobot?
I think Acid Storm was a Decepticon.
Yeah, no, I mean for this character.
Yeah, this
he's
character is an Autobot.
Yeah, but it looks like Acid Storm, so I'm like, and then I don't know if I'd attack this figure, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I just came up with that, and it turned out really good. Like I was like, I had Whirlwind and Prime Hot Rod left to do, so I'm like, no, I'm not gonna try to do these guys as fast, but I did take my time doing them, and I think they both turned out good, right?
Yeah, they all turned out great. So we even had the gun painted for that. So I actually have this character in a similar color scheme for the I gotta think here, for the Fall of Cybertron online game. If you have that game, you know you can customize Autobot or Decepticon characters and play them online. Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, games like those. So I did a jet or a Seeker one, an Autobot Seeker called Whirlwind, and I thought it'd be really cool if you could take that and make it into a figure. And I think that's where the customs started out. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where the idea of me wanting customs started out months ago. Because I made that character back in January or September. I think, no, December. I think I made that character on the game in December. So I would say that one could fall into the War and Fall of Cybertron continuity, or the IDW, which is my favorite. So this one is the last one we have. This is entirely based off of, again, Nick Roach's design. And this one is probably my favorite one out of all these customs that we did, or John here did, I should say. This is the custom IDW version of Rodimus. Yeah, oh yeah. This one is a pretty good mod to do. You just simply take a
Wheeljack.
Yeah, you take a Transformers Prime Wheeljack, the spoiler and exhaust pipes and the head come in a kit from shapeways.com, and again, they'll make it for you, they'll send it to you, and when it comes, you just print them out, and you just put them on there, super glue them, whatever the case may be, and you repaint it, and it's instantly a Rodimus from IDW. I really wanted to do this guy after I saw someone online had posted a figure similar to this, only had a few more things added to it to look more like
It had like a lot of
lot,
stuff, and then
yeah.
someone had a mod with the legs that can extend longer, stuff like that.
I don't remember who that was on TFW 2005.
But it looked good. Like if I knew how to do that and modify that, I would have done that. But I'm like I I don't really want to do that. I don't want to destroy this figure because
Yeah,
it turned out
I
really
didn't-
good.
I didn't want to take that
You
risk
know.
either. This was good enough, anyways. I mean,
Like if I had another figure like that and then did a prototype, I would have done that, you know. But I was very sketchy on doing that, so I just left it the way it is and repainted it, of course.
yeah. So the parts from Shapeways are expensive. They are, depending on how many you get. I kid you not, I looked up a arm cannon to make a custom Galvatron, and the price they wanted was $44. And I think it's only about that long and about yay big or something like that.
You see, all right, I don't mean to smack talk on Shapeways or anything like that, but I find it. Sorry about that. What we're talking about? IDW
Yeah.
Rodimus.
So the parts from Shapeways are very expensive.
Like, all right. Oh yeah, now I remember. I don't mean to smack talk Shapeways anyway, but I find it kind of cheaper to make your own stuff. But if you're going to try to find a head, go for it, you know. But like, if you want to make like swords or stuff like that, make it out of styrene. Cheap, and you can make it your own way. You don't have to follow the. And I find it easier.
And that reference picture I had where it just had a lot more detail work, especially with the shoulders. I asked him what that was, and he said it was styrene. And he said I think he mostly uses styrene. He uses styrene a lot on his figures because he made a custom Galvatron from the Heart of Darkness series from IDW. And he took a Transformers Prime Megatron, modified it, put a lot of styrene on it. It was Galvatron then. But I agree with John, you can make it out from scratch or salvage parts from other figures, put them together, and make them.
And also, I think there's some sort of sculpty stuff you can use to even sculpt your own heads. I've seen customizers do that. And like if I had the money and the time and the patience to do that, I totally would. But I'm just like, I don't know.
I think one of the reasons why Shapeways is so expensive is because more or less, I think you're actually paying the people who make the stuff for you, and so they can keep the maintenance up on the machines, because it is 3D printers, and I have no idea what maintenance you would have to do with machines like that.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea, but I mean, if you really want a good quality part, go ahead and get it from Shapeways. I'm sure there's other websites like Shapeways that are cheaper, maybe. I don't know, I haven't found out yet. But other than that, I'd say in this case for me, it was worth it doing the spoiler right there and the pipes. And the head right there. Yeah, that head also came from there. And they also, like with the cup, they have different heads and facial expressions you can choose from. This head was the IDW one. They also had a G1 style head you could also get, just for shits and giggles. So other than that, I'll show you two one more last time. Other than that,
Looks good.
yeah, this looks good. John even added the flames and paint to it, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah. So finally have something of an IDW style in a physical form.
Yeah.
And I think it would be really cool if Hasbro were to do all the characters from More Than Meets the Eye. Like all the characters from The Lost Light. Because there's a lot of characters that I like in that series.
Oh, yeah.
It's doing really well as a series. There's a lot of good stories. And just it's really good. I think one of the reasons why Hasbro had some problems with sales earlier last month or however long ago, I think one of the reasons is they need to try and lower the price down a bit, and they need to expand their horizon out more, go more in depth with the IDW. do more stuff with other characters they've never done before.
And I think what Hasbro should do is make something for collectors, like go into more in depth and detail, like for the movie figures, and still make like a little kid version and so on and so forth. But like you say, like $10 for the crosshairs, for example, and then so on and so forth. You know, and if you go into detail with the leader class, you know, let that be 40 or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but yeah.
But I mean, the masterpiece figures are pretty good. I can't complain with those, but I think Hasbro still needs to expand their horizon, or even do characters that they've never done before. I don't mind when third-party figures do that, but I think it would still be a cool idea to see Hasbro do characters they've never done before, or even do, like, make human action figures. Like, do a human action figure of Sam Witwicky, or Daniel, or any other human character, or an alien character. You know, do a I think Hasbro should do, like, a Quintesson series. Like, have the Quintesson scientist, judge, executioner, guard, soldier. Because I have a few of the Impossible Toys third party. Those ones are okay, but they're more for like display purposes. I mean, you can move some parts of them a little bit, but again, it's more for displaying purposes. And I think if Hasbro or some other third party did figures where you can move it a lot more, or even transform it, I think it would be great. You know, in terms of Quintessons. So, and I think it'd also be really cool if they did like, I don't know, like a Spike or Sparkplug figures from either G1 or the comics or whatever. I think that'd be really cool. Have a separate. It's still Transformers, but have a separate series where it's human characters, human action figures.
Could.
Yeah, you could, because it's not always about the robot characters. It's also about aliens and the humans and the Quintessons from time to time. So I think that'd be really cool. Really cool to do.
Yep. I hope that, you know, like what we said, you know, I found it very informative from this guy here, from telling stuff I didn't even know about. I'm like, I didn't know they're going to make another season for Transformers Animated.
And there's a lot of info out there. You can go on a tfw.wika, you can go to imdb.com, you can go to anywhere and there'll be information to tell you about this kind of stuff. I like to go to TFW or TFWika and then imdb.com. They're pretty good about having stuff about the movies and shows.
Yeah.
But if you want more information, a lot more in depth, you go to tf.wika.net or tfwika.net. It's one of those.
Something like that.
Yeah. But you can find a lot of good information. I mean, just the other day, I found out that the planet Thundera from Thundercats is evidently, in one of the Transformer continuities, it's in there. It was mentioned in the Allspark Almanac, Volume 2. They had a map of planets, and one of them said Thundera exploded ages ago. So that was just kind of, I think that's just, in reality, that's just a joke. But I think it would be really cool to have, in any Transformers continuity, especially the G1 or whatever, have someone give off a hint that the Thundercats are also in the Transformers universe, off doing their own thing. Because I'm also a fan of Thundercats. I just found that out like yesterday. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, I knew it.
Well, I think I hope you guys enjoyed the opening too, because sadly, fellow Transformers, Scooby-Doo, and what did you say? Another?
The classic American Top 40.
Classic American Top 40. Kasem passed away on June 15th, 2014. We did a little tribute video, I should have had more clips included with, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo and some other stuff, but it's just primarily Cliff Jumper. I hope, just a little bit of his voice work. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and, but yeah, and also this guy wants me to do maybe another custom down the road.
That one will be
But
maybe.
It's a maybe, but
I can tell you what it is. Maybe if I want to do it. Take a and if I can find the body for it too. Take a Transformers Prime, Beast Hunters, Ultra Magnus, put styrene on him and repaint him so he looks more like, again, the Nick Roach design of Ultra Magnus to fit the IDW series. Because when you read that, or when you see him in the series, he's got the really tall shoulders or stacks,
shoulder pads
or something.
like that. Yeah.
I mean, they're really tall, and I just thought it looked really cool. So I think the best figure to do that would be the Beast Hunters Prime. But if we can't find that body, we can do that with the Fall or War of Cybertron Ultra Magnus. So that one might be easier to work with because it's smaller and it's not as big as the.
And think about it, you're using styrene to make anything out of styrene.
Yeah.
It's a versatile tool for customizers.
So and if I haven't been looking at the camera or the screen a whole lot, bear with me. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. So yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else. Can you?
No, I'm pretty much good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's pretty lengthy, but if you like it, great. Dislike it,
The hell with you.
Hell with you.
Yeah, the hell with you. I don't care what you
You can post some comments, even subscribe to my channel. But thanks again, Chris, for being here.
No problem.
And see you guys on the flip side. Next up will be my Age of Extinction review and reaction video.
So from now until then, sayonara.
Hasta luego.